record this really quickly. Basically, what we are reviewing is parallelism, okay? Which is when an author will basically repeat something. They'll use parallel structure, okay? So they'll either repeat something so that it's repeated in a different phrase to reinforce something, or they use a certain structure that is very similar, okay? So the structure is parallel. We're going to watch this video and go over it, and then I'm going to go over it further, okay? You okay, Carson? All right.
This is Everyday Grammar. I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kaveh. You know, Lucia, I thought of a problem. One can remember all of the grammar rules some of the time, and some of the grammar rules all of the time. But one cannot remember all of the grammar rules all of the time.
True.
That was quite an introduction.
Well, today's topic is parallelism, so I thought it would be nice to start off with that.
Did you see what he did there?
Parallelism is
So
the
different ways.
repetition of similar grammatical forms. It is a powerful tool in public speaking.
Parallelism is found in many famous sayings.
Okay. In math, what is a parallel line? So, like this or like this, right? When they're next to each other, or like this or like this. That's where it's getting the meaning from, is the parallel lines in math, just like this, okay? So you already know that gives you more background to parallelism because it's pulling in what you know from using the same lines into the meaning of this rhetorical device. Two things are exactly the same, right? Two of them, not just one. So you know it's going to be at least used twice. No! Yes.
Parallelism is the repetition of similar grammatical forms. It is a powerful tool in public speaking.
Parallelism is found in many famous sayings. Julius Caesar is often credited with this one.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
How is that parallel?
Because it was the same structure of a sentence.
Okay, that's one way. I came, I saw, I conquered. A subject and a verb. What else? Person.
It was always 3 words and it always started with I.
Okay, so he's talking about structure too, right? The same structure. What about the content? I came, I saw, I conquered. Huh? Yeah, and it's building on each other, right? It's the same form. I came, and then I saw, and then I conquered, right? So it's building on each other.
The parallel structure makes an idea clear and easy to remember. It also shows that each repeated structure is of equal importance.
You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time.
I feel like I heard that structure before.
I don't know what you're talking about, but one common type of parallelism is called antithesis. Antithesis simply means the opposite of something.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Okay, do you see how that is also parallel structure? Why is that parallel structure?
Because they're contradicting each other.
They're contradicting each other, but it's using the same grammatical structure, okay, to parallel one another. And remember, you can parallel grammar or structure, and you can also parallel content, okay?
But while making contrasts is useful in parallelism, you just have to be careful not to mix grammatical structures, because that would be known as false parallelism.
And that's everyday grammar.
Okay? So, let's review some more examples just to make sure we understand. Someone coming in. Ronnie, do you mind grabbing the lights, bud? Can you turn on the lights? Okay. That's one step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Parallel structure, right? Okay. This is a very famous one, right? The I have a dream speech. Okay? He starts each paragraph with I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. What is reinforced? Okay. And in this case, we know that the dream is equality, correct? So that also reinforces the fact that it's a dream. There's no equality right now. Okay? Yeah.
So is repetition, or is that just...
Similar if it's used in a repeated structure.
I remember...
Like, if I'm constantly repeating one word, that's not parallelism. But if I am using parallelism to like introduce, like if I write a poem and each stanza starts with the same thing, that's parallelism.
Because one of the poems from our day would say the theme was vanity leads to emptiness.
Yeah.
And it would say something about
Gatsby.
something,
She repeated
and then
Gatsby,
say-
Gatsby, Gatsby,
say
right?
It makes me sad, and then something that
Makes me sad. Okay, yeah. So that's, and they're often used interchangeably, but that's just repetition. That's just repetition because it's not using the same structure or the same grammatical form. It's just repeating a phrase. Because this, do you see the structure? It's each paragraph. Okay? Each new subject in a speech. Okay. So here's an example of parallel structure in poetry. Love is more thicker than forget, more thinner than recall, more seldom than a wave is wet, more frequent than to fail. Okay? Do you see the parallel structure? It is most mad and moonly, and less it shall be than all the sea which only is deeper than the sea. Love is less always than to win, less never than alive, less bigger than the least begin, less littler than forgive. So there's parallelism within, but then look at the contrast. Okay. This is talking about what's thicker and thinner and everything like that, and what's more. And then the parallel structure is down here, but it's using less. Do you understand how that's parallel? Not just because they're opposites, it's using the exact same form. It's changing, it's contrasting less and more, but it's using the same structure in order to do that. Okay? And why would an author do this? Why would an author use parallel structure to contrast what love is more than and what love is less than? To get a point? Okay, Max.
honestly, I don't know if similar structure makes it so you can, the way you read it is going to be the same for both, so you don't have to.
Okay, so easier to access. Alright. Most of the time, too, an author will use parallelism in order to make sure you understand a point. Okay? By repeating the same structure and repeating over and over and over again, it gets ingrained in your head that this is what the author wants me to hear. This is what the author wants me to know. They're using that parallelism in order to make a point to get something across to you. Okay? In this case, it could be perceived as if love is always more than something and less than something, it's never one thing. Okay? By showing me the two completely contrast but using the same parallelism, I know that it's talking about love in the same way. But it's talking that love can be more than something and less than something. Not just one thing. Love is never just, one thing to people. Alright? So, hop over to your discussion board and do this now. Why might an author choose to use a parallel structure? Okay? Why would Martin Luther King constantly use the same structure? I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. Okay? We're going to read something on Monday that is, that strongly uses parallel structure. That's why we're reviewing it today. So there's some stuff. I'm going to, so I'll pick on Rowan because she's first. It has the ability to drill a concept into the reader, right? It emphasizes what the reader wants us to understand. That might be a good way to talk about parallelism. Okay? So why do you think an author would use parallel structure? Respond to at least two people.